Salutations, hello, hi, and welcome to Basic Public Speaking. I'm Christy Thomas. I'm the professor and instructor for this course, and this is our weekly chat video. The dates for this week's chat video is March the 16th through the 20th, and we are returning back from spring break. Before I continue, I want to preface that I have multiple sections of this course. Some are 16-week courses and some are 12-week courses. And currently, all the courses are now on the same schedule for lessons and due dates. So I will announce multiple weeks, but just know when it's posted, it's for you as well. So in my 16-week course, this is week 10. In my 12-week course, this is week 5. Again, we were returning from spring break. I hope it was fun and relaxing and that you were able to get a nice little reset. We did have some lovely days. We had some cooler days, but we are one step closer to spring. Okay. To recap, the week I'm discussing is March the 16th through the 20th. Before we move forward, I also want to note that everything is open for the remainder of the course on Blackboard. Every lesson, every speech module, everything is open. That's just because when I feel like we get back from spring break, I feel like the course goes by quickly. You have multiple courses, extracurricular activities, work, and just life itself, and it just seems to go by a lot quicker in my mind when we return back from breaks. So usually post break, I will open everything up just to accommodate everyone. So when you open up, don't be alarmed. It is all open and ready to go, but I will still continue to remain to post weekly and updates and all the fun things. Let's get into it, shall we? So this week's lesson is over celebratory speaking. There's 2 modules with this lesson. There is the lesson module itself, which of course has the Word document, PowerPoint presentation, video chat, and publish your PDF. And then there is a supplemental one that is full of videos that are examples of celebratory speaking, and we'll kind of discuss that a little bit more in a second. So, celebratory speaking. This lesson covers, if you recall the beginning of the semester, beginning of the course, I said that we will go over 3 genres in this course: informative, celebratory, and persuasive. And this week just happens to be celebratory, which kind of comes into play for your third main speech, but I'm not chatting about that yet. When it comes to celebratory speaking, it is a gathering of a community created to honor or recognize a person, an event, a milestone, an achievement, and or a moment. So there are numerous various speech topics that fall under the genre of celebratory. Now, before I get any more in depth than that, if you recall, I said that there's some gray areas in the genres. There's gray area between informative and celebratory, because a lot of times with celebratory, you are giving information as you would informative, but really what sets it apart is the tone, the mood, the direction, the vibe of the speech itself. Because if you think about it, say you're doing a tribute or an honoree or a eulogy or a memory speech, you're giving information about the person, but you are, because of the gathering of the community and the reason for the speech itself is what defines it from informative to celebratory, because you are embracing, is that the word I want to use here? You're acknowledging. Both of those will work. They coexist together in this. The mood and the vibe and the tone upon which you are coming together with the community. Now, I don't want you to think community as a place that you live. It is that, don't get me wrong, but it's so much more than that. It's, a community of your peers or classmates or family members or organizations you may be part of, or church affiliations you are a part of, sports group, subculture groups as well. And I say subculture groups as well because, think of book clubs and think of Comic-Cons or genres of, there's a lot of shows or movies are based on literature. Well, some are just diehard literature fans, whereas some are more the book fans, or not the book, the film or the television fans as well. So all this comes into play. those are also subcultures of communities. So with celebratory speaking, it is a gathering of that community, and it covers a variety of speeches, presentations, and camaraderie within the group itself, within those groups itself. Like I said, it's the gathering of the community, and you're recognizing a person, an event, a milestone, a memory, a moment, an honor. And these can include, and I'm sure I'm going to forget some, but graduation speeches, commencement speeches, tribute speeches, acceptance awards, award acceptances, wedding toast, rallies where you come together. You know, you're either firing up a group, or rallies that come together to get a change. And that's where the gray area of persuasive celebratory come in. Eulogies, in memory, toast, dinner toast. I said wedding toast, but dinner toast as well. Those aren't as prevalent as what they were decades ago. Roast, where you come together and you just kind of heckle the honoree, so to speak. Honor speeches, keynote speeches, motivational speeches also fall under celebratory, in the sense that it's a hype up, you're motivating. So it's a community that you're bringing together. And there's more that I am not naming off the top of my head, but it gives you an idea of what you're looking at. So again, when it comes to celebratory, you're really recognizing the mood, the atmosphere, the tone of the speaking events. And just like every other speech, there's formal and informal. Toasts, to me, really fall more under the formal setting, because you see those a lot in weddings, but decades ago, you used to have dinner toasts and presentation toasts. But there's the formal and informal. But it's always a recognition in the community of the moment, the vibe, the tone, just the mood itself. You can present things in, say you're doing a tribute or a eulogy or a memory speech. The tone and the mood, you're there to honor a soul, to honor someone. So you're not really going to hit on the not so great aspects of that person. You're really going to more want to focus on the good, the kinder, the happier moments of that person. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to go, well, that person was just a straight up jerk. You know, that's usually not the vibe or the mood that is being set within these eulogies as well. And performances can fall under celebratory as well, because if you think of musicians, especially we have just experienced, and award season is upon the world right now. Tributes to musicians are usually a performance by musicians, or, folks that knew those who passed, and they play a tribute of them. And it's also the same when it comes to entertainers, or just folks in general. Lifetime Achievement Awards. Those are acceptance awards. Introduction speeches also fall in this. And I don't mean introduction as I'm just telling you about something that's informative, but folks that receive honors or Lifetime Achievement Awards, or these high, well-honored, to do honors, or something is being named in their world, there's generally someone that introduces that person. And when it comes to speeches like that, that person will introduce themselves, obviously, hi, I'm blah, 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 blah. And then you go on to speak about their contributions toward the world, toward life, toward humanity, and toward the field. Whether it be entertainment or political or scientific or literary, there's so much that falls under this, but they'll introduce themselves and they talk about the achievements of the honoree. And then they introduce the honoree, and then they come up and they have an acceptance spiel. All that falls under. So I'm hoping you're grasping that celebratory speeches a lot fall under this. There's various speeches that fall under. That's why there's examples of so many underneath the example videos. So really check out those modules. Dive deeper into the world of celebratory, because your third main speech that will be in middle of April, yes, is a kind of a choose-your-own-adventure, celebratory, informative storytelling world. Storytelling also falls under celebratory because it is a mood, a vibe, a tone, you know. But I find storytelling fascinating. So that's what is on the world for March 16th to the 20th, the return after spring break. Nothing due. We're going to have a calm wait. We're just going to look at celebratory stuff. But I am also giving you a heads up. At the end of week 11 will be your second storytelling speech, which is a Vlog It Out theme. It has the modules open for it, which again, a Word document and a video chat of me discussing the description. And it's a storytelling speech, which means what? That nothing is, the only thing due with this is a video of yourself delivering the speech. There are no other requirements. There is not even a time limit, minimum or maximum. I mean, would I love to hear you talk for like a couple minutes? Absolutely. Will there be a deduction in points if you do not? Absolutely not. So, storytelling speeches, again, are created to help you find your speaking voice in an electronic mediated world and just confidence in your speaking voice itself. You have a lot more freedom in your topic, a genre storytelling. So you can flip it any way that you want. I'm going to break it down and I'm going to discuss a little bit more. Sorry, I have notes off to the side. I don't want you to think I'm not maintaining communication status here with you. So, kind of just to touch base on the Vlog It Out. Again, details are in the module for that as well. I want you to approach this storytelling speech as a vlog. So you can choose to go about it any way you want. You could discuss reviews. This could be a book review, a video game review, a movie review, a television show review, a food review, a destination a review of whatever makes you happy. If you want to tell me why this film is awesome and I need to go to the theater and watch it, please do. If you want to tell me about this new place to eat or your favorite dish, just a review. Wonderful. If you want to tell me about a really awesome video game or maybe one of your favorite video games of all time, I'd love to hear about it. Or why I should watch someone's, like, perhaps you're really big into a specific genre or a director or an actor and you think I need to watch their stuff. Tell me about it. So, and with reviews, it's your own personal spin. You're not just giving me information. If you want to tell me why the 1990 Brendan Fraser The Mummy film is a cinematic masterpiece, tell me why. And it's your opinion. You know, that's the beauty with reviews. This is your opinion. You could be telling me about a film. And that's not to say you're not giving me information about the film. Maybe a synopsis of the film itself. Or just a quick review of what it's about. In case anyone's wondering. But then you give me your review. You'd be like, well, I went into this film with really high hopes, but it kind of let me down. I didn't really anticipate it. Weird example. Interesting example. An example nonetheless. Back in the day, I devoured Anne Rice films. Books, excuse me. Loved them all. Vampire Chronicles was my favorite. When Queen of the Damned film came out, I was so excited. It was one of my favorite books in the series. Super, super excited. Go watch the film now. If, in my opinion, the film, great soundtrack, wonderful soundtrack, and if you wasn't a fan, if you didn't know anything about Anne Rice, it was you probably enjoyed it as just a vampire film. But if you were a diehard Anne Rice book fan, the movie really only took from the book the name of the title and some of the vampire names. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's my personal review. Someone else could be like, cinematic masterpiece. Someone else could be like, a flop. And I'm like, it just didn't live up to the expectations I had set myself for that film. And that's me. You could also do a review of your favorite band or a concert or a show or anything you want to do a review on. Perhaps you're really big into fishing and there's a specific kind of reel that you like or fish that you prefer to fish for. Whatever the case may be here. So you can choose to review anything you're thinking. You're just the purpose of Vlog It Out is you're putting your personal spin on it. Okay, you can also do a get ready with me. With get ready with me, it's straightforward. You could be telling me a story while you're getting yourself ready or perhaps really into something. I put this out there because a lot of social media influencers do get ready with me. They answer questions, they do something, or they're discussing. I love Bailey Sarin, and she does a murder makeup Monday. Is that what it is? Anyway, she does this thing where she gets ready with makeup, but she talks about a murder mystery or just a true crime mystery, and it's fascinating because you hear stuff. It may be something you know or don't know. You can also talk about, you can do another how-to style. If you remember the second main speech that you just did, you can do another one of those if you really enjoyed it and had another idea. But you don't have to do the visual aid for this one, so you could do something else if that's your jam. You could talk about a historical reference discussion. This could be where you're just talking about a person, an era, an event, a civilization in history. Perhaps you're really into ancient Greece, or perhaps you are into Abraham Lincoln. I don't know. But if you want to talk about them, and it could also, and we're going to kind of move forward, like combine this. But when I say a person, or an event, you could also talk about true crimes or mysteries past. You know, Lizzie Borden. What's your opinion? Do you think Lizzie Borden really got away with killing her father and stepmother? I don't know. Who do you think Jack the Ripper was? Like, that's what I'm talking about here, too, when I say historical moment. You know, and you can also discuss a lot. Fairy tales, like the Disney fairy tales that were made into movies and shows, are based off of old Hans Christian Andersen books and Brothers Grimm stories. You can talk about the correlation between those as well, you know. Well, this Cinderella was based, you know, Disney Cinderella was based off of this. And here's the key differences between this and that. And you can talk about how interesting it is. You can also discuss, I know, I'm going to keep on going forever on this. You can talk about conspiracy theories, you know. You're taught your whole life people built the pyramids, but you watch the History Channel and they tell you it's ancient aliens. Talk about that. You know, there's so many here. Or oh my gosh. The word completely left me, but the Mandela effect, that's it. Where you thought it was one way, but then it's not that one way, and you wonder, did you jump timelines? I don't know. You can talk about conspiracy theories. You can talk about ghost stories. You can tell me a ghost story, a famous one, an urban legend, or something in your world. You can also talk about your favorite location. This could be local, or your favorite vacation spot, your favorite chill spot. Just a happy place that you like to go. I go to the beach a lot with my family. We have family that live in Florida, St. Augustine, and I love it because not only do you get your beach aspect, which is wonderful and great, sunshine, yay, hooray, but you also get the historical aspect, and I love historical stuff. Like, anytime we go visit someplace, I am checking out historical references, and I take my kids to museums, local artisan museums, and folk art museums, and just, you know, exploring historical aspects. But you can talk about that too. Or maybe it's an amusement park. Are you a thrill ride seeker junkie? Tell me the best roller coaster to get on, whatever it may be. You can also discuss sports. You can discuss your favorite team, your favorite game, or just a sport in general. You can talk about a true crime, a hobby. You know, what do you do to decompress? You know, all these things fall under, or just whatever you want to talk about. All I ask is that you give it some personal flair, as though you were vlogging. Thus, vlog it out. That was a lot. So let's recap what's going on. This week's lessons, which is March the 16th through the 20th, discusses celebratory speaking. There's a couple modules open specifically for this lesson. There's the lesson module and the example module. Check those out. Fun times for all. Nothing is due this week, but I just discussed the second storytelling speech that is due at the end of next week. So, what is that, the 27th? No. Let me double check my due dates here. March 27th, the storytelling vlog it out speech is due. And that is what I just discussed, the vlog it out. So look over it all the good things, the module for that. And the only thing to do with that is a video of yourself discussing the speech. So that's week 10 for my 16-week course, or week 5 for my 12-week course. As always, if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I've been a little lacking on responding. Like I said, I haven't been feeling well and been just trying to get better. But I am feeling much better and ready to attack the world, so to speak. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. Bye.